Okay, I guess this is going to be a regular thing from now on. I have no idea what's causing this. Like I said, it only happens in this class, which is really strange, and it's never happened before the semester. So um, who knows? Maybe it just doesn't like Math 1016. But luckily, we've been able to save the recordings. Every time so far this has happened, even though there's now two recordings instead of one, it's still recording them properly, which is the most important thing, I think. But it's still very frustrating. But all technology is like that. It works until it doesn't, and it just stops working for completely arbitrary reasons. And there's not a whole lot you can do about it except to prepare like a plan B and a plan C and a plan D, and always assume that it will fail you at the worst possible moment, because it will. Okay, so let me get the answers back that we had, and pick it up from there. Yeah, this is another reason too why you have to save your work very, very frequently when you're on a computer of any kind. Just keep saving it, because otherwise you will lose it. It's just that simple. Anyway, so I saved this many, many times. And so let's get back to where we were. Okay, here we go. We're just about to calculate the sum of the first 12 terms. So let me get that going. So in this case, we have 12. Oh, okay. I think we'll stick with black. It's just easier to read it. These other colors are nice, but it's easier to read. This is one of the reasons why I only use black markers in my classrooms, because the other colors are very attractive, but they are harder to see. It's been my experience from a distance. So black is the one that really catches your eye. All right, let me just get back to this. So we have 12. A1, remember, was 5. A12 was 93. Okay, so we have 12 times 98 over 2, which is 6 times 98. 594. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not 594. It is 588. My mistake. Sorry. That's what you should never do anything in your head, 588. Okay, that's good. Now, the rest of these are the same. In other words, in each case, you're given the first few terms, you're being asked to do two things: the 12th and the sum of the first 12. All right, now like with this one, the 12th term is so what I'm going to do is just again, as a double check, stretch this out and see which term is the 12th. Well, this one is before you even do that, remember what you should do in this case is identify A1, which is 2, and the common difference is 10. All right, now for the 12th term, we can just continue the sequence. And identify the 12th term. Let's see, which one is that? All right, so the 12th term is 112, but again, we'll confirm that with our formula. Oops, no. AN is A1 plus N minus 1D. So that's 2 plus 12 minus 1 times 10, which is 2 plus 11 times 10, or 2 plus 110, which is 112. Perfect. And then in part C, sum of the first 12 terms. is, all right, so let's use the formula. If you want to, you can add up the first 12 terms, but, and that's fine. But I think here we'll just stick with the formula. It's a good double check, but it's an awful lot of terms. So we have 12. A1 from up here is 2, and A12 is 112. Beautiful. All right, now the next one's a little bit more challenging because we have a negative common difference. And you can see the next two are really going to be challenging because they have fractions. So A1 is 50. And D is -2. Don't forget that it's negative, okay? Because it's going down. And so therefore, the 12th term is, all right, so we'll start like before. We'll put them all in here until we find the right one. That always works as long as you're careful. All right, so which one is the 12th? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, it looks like the winner is 28. Okay, 28. Now, using the formula to confirm that, we have A1. Well, first let's write the general formula. AN is A1. Oops. Plus N minus 1D. 50 plus 12 minus 1 minus 2. 50 plus 11 -2. 50 minus 22. 28, yes. Now, the sum of the first 12 terms will be surprisingly small because they're going down. All right, so let's see. Oops. $12 times 50 plus 28 over 2 . All right, so 6 times 28, 6 times 78 is 468. All right, now look at this one. The first thing we need to do, now when you see a bunch of fractions like this one is challenging in a couple of different ways. Before you do anything else, what you should do is find a common denominator. Now, in this case, that would be 24. So in other words, what you should do is rewrite these two in terms of 24ths. Otherwise, it'll be very difficult to do this. So 1/8, when multiplied by 3/3, is 3 out of 24. 17/8 when multiplied by 3 out of over 3 is 51 over 24. So that means I can write this expression or this sequence as 1/8. Not 1/8. What am I doing? After all that, no. The point of this was to make it into 24ths. 3 24ths. 19 24ths. 35 24ths. 17 over 8 is 51 over 24. And then finally, we have 67 over 24. Now it should be clear that the common difference is 16 over 24, or you can simplify that if you want to 2/3. So that, this is kind of a messy one. So first we need this 12th term. So I'll tell you what, let's I guess we could type them out. It's kind of a mess, but just to see what the 12th term is, let's do it this way. Let's see, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Oh no, 2 more to go. All right, now with our formula, we'll have to be a little careful with it because of all these fractions. A1, n rather, equals A1 plus n minus 1d. And so the first term was 3. Let's do this all in 24. It's 3 out of 24. Plus 12 minus 1, 16 out of 24. Okay. So 11 times 16 is 176. And what do you know? Of course, it's the same, 179 over 24. And now we have to do the sum, of course. So we'll have, now the number of terms is 12. The first term was 3 out of 24. The last term was 179 over 24. Right, so now we have to really watch it here. So the sum of those two is 182 over 24. And we can reduce 12 over 2 to 6. Okay, so 6 times, this is actually the same as, let's see, 6 times 182 is 1092 over 24. Now, if you want to simplify it a little further, let's see, if you divide the numerator and the denominator, I think they both are divisible, yeah, by 12. So you can reduce it as far down as 91 halves. Or if you want, you could write it as 45.5, but this is the sum. We haven't run into this before because we've only had integers rather than fractions. But that is the answer. Now look at this one. This one is not quite as messy. We only really have to make one simple change here. Let's change this one to 5/10. And we'll note A1, we'll call it 5/10, and D is 4/10. You can see the differences between each consecutive term is 4/10. And while we're at it, let's write these out until we get to the 12th term. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope, not yet. All right, so this is the 12th term. But let's use the formula to confirm that. AN equals, of course, A1 plus N minus 1D. So we're going to have 5/10. Might as well do this with handwriting. 5/10 plus 12 minus 1 times 4/10. Whoops. Equals 5/10 plus 44/10. Yes, 49/10. So we were correct. And so now for the sum, it's going to be straightforward. So there's 12 terms. The first term was 5/10. The 12th term was 49/10. 12 times 54/10 over 2. So this can be reduced to 6 times 54 over 10. And if you want to simplify it a little further, I think that's as simple as it's going to get. Yeah. But that's fine. 324 over 10 is certainly fine. Either way, it's 32.4. Wow. Okay. Now we saved the best for last. The last batch of these questions are the geometric sequences. And then, as if that weren't enough fun, we have a bunch of word problems still coming up. So we have a ways to go here. And so therefore, we'll save this for next Monday. All right. And then now Monday, we'll be able to definitely finish this. And when we're done with this, we'll dive back into chapter 6, but then we'll have to start thinking about the midterm. When should we have it? Before the actual midterm, we will have what we call a sample midterm, which is a new batch of problems that will help you review chapters 5 and 6. And then I'll post the actual midterm and you can have a week to send it back. And then we can carry on with the new material. Okay, but I think for today, we've had quite enough fun. And we'll have to stop right here. And we'll continue with the geometric sequences on Monday. So in other words, we're leaving off with problem 46 is next, I believe. Yes. Okay, right here. This is where we'll pick up next time. All right. And so if there's no last minute questions, I will see you all next Monday.
All right. Thank you, Professor.
All right. See you then. Bye.
Wait, question. There's no school, there's no class on Thursday?
What do you mean? Today's Thursday.
Oh, shit. Oh my God.
No,
All right.
no. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay, bye, everyone.